And we are back at our control room today and we are ready for another exciting new season of 330 Bloopers, which is now getting a brand new, state-of-the-art look. And Mr. Tim is so looking forward to this brand new season, aren't you?
Yes, I am Mr. Boone. I am so looking forward to another exciting round of 330 Bloopers. Let's see what would happen here this season. Shall we?
Twinkle Toes! Mr. Tim, how did you get Twinkle Toes on there? But there's nothing at the bottom. How did that happen?
Channel 8 is gonna think Twinkle Toes is appearing on a local television program.
No, Twinkle Toes is not appearing on the 330.
But if you think Twinkle Toes is not appearing on the 330, maybe she would go out of bounds.
Out of bounds, Mr. Tim, do you think she would go out of bounds after not appearing on the 330? My final answer is no, because you would try to ruin her plans. Mr. Tim, do not try to make a mockery of a 2013 television commercial.
Well, I don't care about Twinkle Toes anyway. So what next? A television repossession?
Season ticket, Mr. Tim, season ticket. Why do you need a season ticket on the 330 when it is a local television program on Channel 8?
Season ticket is for NFL football, NBA basketball, and of course, NHL hockey. This is sorta like Dish Network season ticket.
Dish Network season ticket, Mr. Tim, you do not understand. Why would you talk about Dish Network season ticket when we don't have Dish Network here at the VOK Tower? Everyone here, including Miles Neff's, gonna think you're working for Dish Network and not with Oklahoma's News Channel 8. One more screw up, and I will call on the public address announcer. Do you understand me?
Yes, Mr. Boone, I understand, because I shouldn't have been planning on the 330 for so long that Miles Neff is gonna think I'm working for Dish Network, but I plan to move to Oklahoma's News Channel 8.
Warning, the motion picture contained in this video cassette is protected under the copyright laws of the United States and other countries. This cassette is sold for home use only, and all other rights are expressly reserved by the copyright owner of such motion picture. Mr. Tim, the show is on DVD, not on VHS. And what happened to the white background and the black double arrow?
And wait until Miles Neff sees all of this.
Miles Neff, my right, if he's coming by here to take a look at this control room. See this at 2003 and rate 2004. Miles Neff, you better be in here this instant.
Mr. Boone, last year, you had the screen operator Mr. Tim show a picture of Kringles and Mr. Kris Kringle as Santa Claus, and I mean it was plastered on every news source there is: One American News Network, ABC News, CBS News, NBC News, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, CNBC, HLN and C-SPAN. And today, things have changed. When you guys showed season ticket in the control room, which cost $5,700 for all the material there is. And also, you guys copied the universal warning screen from Seedisc 2003 and Ray 2004, in which I was featured in, as the narrator for descriptive video service. Mr. Boone, I need to send faxes of every blooper there is from today to Stacks Building Up in New York City, so that way Mr. Will Stacks can see what you guys have done in today's 330 bloopers. Have you been using the 50-50 today? Because if you have, I quit on you.
No, Mr. Neff, we haven't put the 50-50 icon on our screen over at our room today, so no, we haven't used 50-50 today so far.
Oh, I see. Maybe you would try to consider going to Channel 8 later today, where Mark Bradshaw is, so that way he could give you the 330 Bloopers CD, and bring it back here and let me show you what you did last year. Attention all the OK Tower employees, we need members A107 and A108 to go to Channel 8 at this time. Thank you. So, PA announcer told me that I'm member A107, so I guess I'm gonna get out of here and head towards Channel 8. I'm gonna check in with Mark Bradshaw and see about this CD you was talking about.
So you was trying to make the 330 season ticket and then you try to show a warning screen off of an old videotape from a couple decades ago?
Yes, but before that, we made a blooper featuring Kringles and Kris Kringle.
Pringles and Kris Kringle, you was trying to understand something about Christmas. No, we are not doing all that again. Pringles and Kris Kringle should have been used today, but you did it back last month. Pringles and Kris Kringle were talking about season ticket and FBI warning. That's just not like it. Mr. Boone, you was here at Channel 8. Now you have moved on to the BOK Tower to work with 330 bloopers with your partner Tim.
Actually, his name's Mr. Tim, and he's a screen operator in the control room at the BOK Tower in downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And so, with that, would you contact? And so, now Miles Neff is finally here. What do you need from Channel 8 today?
Hello, Mr. Mark Bradshaw. Nice seeing you again. I just needed a CD with last year's 330 bloopers because I'm wanting to show Mr. Boone and Mr. Tim all the bloopers they've done last year there. So let's give it a try here. Mr. Tim, I cannot believe that you did everything your way, so I'm afraid that I'm gonna have to call on the public address announcer, and the OAN TV reporter would have to get on the line immediately. But what if the reporter sees me on security camera and didn't even know things might go my way? Just shut up! Just shut up! I don't want the reporter to hear how you behave in here! Clint Boone, Mr. Tim, and Miles Neff in the control room, the OK Tower. What do you need? We need the reporter because we are going to do this CD right here, so OAN TV reporter coming online in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, Clint Boone, Mr. Tim, and Miles Neff in the control room at the BOK Tower in Tulsa. How are you three doing today?
We're doing great. We're just ready to start our new CD here.
Alright, here is the first blooper on this CD. The 430. The 330 does not play at 430. And Mr. Tim has added Paradise City in final answer. And what's with a 1965 NAV seal of good practice? Mr. Tim, you have to stop doing things from the past and start living the future. Okay, now the 430 is all about T-Bone. Why is that saying T-Bone at the bottom corner of the screen? Now it reads, the phone a friend 30. Mr. Tim, get that feedback on there, you lousy rat. Get that feedback on there, you little lousy rat, before I come destroy all your viruses. Now it's the 530. 2 hours too late. The 630, now it's 3 hours too late. Mr. Tim, you better let me out of this right now. Annie. What, Annie? You guys do not understand. The 1130, now it's way too late for Channel 8, and what's with Tim, I guess, doing at the bottom corner of the screen. Mr. Tim, I want 330, not 1130, and get rid of Tim, I guess, immediately. Warner Brothers Pictures, a Time Warner company. Just now getting into your second week, so no WB or Time Warner company were harmed during the making of the 330. And what if WB is a Sony company? WB is not a Sony company, and WB does not own the 330 anyway. It's a Sony. What if Sony reads it's a Sony? No, the 330 is not a Sony. Now Sony has moved back into place. Channel 8, the 330, not Warner Brothers Pictures, Sony.
Mr. Boone, we are not doing this again. Last year, you and Mr. Tim, you guys have had 3 weeks of coming up with a correct logo for the 330. But last month, I have seen your Pringles vs. Kris Kringle blooper, and that was plastered all over every news source there is. And you showed this to Will Stacks, up in New York City, and I don't appreciate it. The 330 starting next week, and if you don't do it next week, I quit on you. Pringles and Kris Kringle, what is wrong with you?
Mr. Tim, this is the 5th week we've been doing this. Next week, if we don't do the 330, Miles Neff would move out of his office and let Stacks take over his office. Mr. Tim, don't do this again. We are out of here for now. I cannot believe that you are way smarter than the average bear. You are like the Nottigans. Mr. Tim, I'm gonna convert all 4 weeks of 330 bloopers to 8mm film. Until next week, keep Miles Neff, keep Miles Neff, keep Miles Neff, keep Miles Neff, keep Miles Neff. Sphincter.